Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now I'm here to talk to y'all about the latest Pixar movie, Hoppers. That's right, Hoppers. That's about a young girl who transfers her brain into that of a robot beaver, and then hijinks ensue, as they always tend to do with these types of movies. But before I get into it any further, I want to remind you guys, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Comment. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're in full swing with some more reviews. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, so I cannot wait. And also, at the time of recording, have you seen the Spider-Man brand new day trailer? If so, let me know. What are your thoughts? I'm excited for it. I can't wait. But we're not here to talk about the Spider-Man. We're here to talk about the Beaver Girl. I can't use the I gotta use them over there. Out the park. Hoppers. Like I said, this is the latest Disney Pixar film to be released. This film has a cast starring. Hold on, let me get this cast list going here. Starring Piper Curda, Bobby Moynihan, John Hamm, Kathy Najimy, and excuse me if I said that name wrong, and Dave Franco. This is directed by Daniel Chong, who, fun fact, is also the creator of the popular Cartoon Network series Bear. Easter eggs from We Bear Bears into this movie, but I'll talk about those later on. And like I said, so this movie follows a young girl named Mabel, who's played by Piper Curda. I hope I'm saying her name right too. And she's like this, she really, even from a young age, she really had. What's the word? There's a word for it, but I'm gonna say animal activist. I know there's a more elegant way to say that, but she's like a animal activist. She, really wants animals to be free. She loves animals, stuff like that. But when she's younger, she has this one incident in which she ends up biting a teacher and stuff like that. And so she goes to stay with her grandmother for a while, and her grandmother teaches her, just how to sit still, just how to breathe, how to be calm, how to relax and things like that. And, years pass, grandmother passes, and Mabel grows up to, at the time of this movie, she's 19. So she grows up, and she's trying to fight to save the spot that her and her grandmother used to always sit and watch nature and listen to the sounds and watch the animals, swim through the lake and the pond and stuff like that. She's trying to save this spot from being, not just being destroyed, but from being turned into a part of a part of a site for a bridge, a really big bridge that the mayor of that town is building. The mayor, played by John Hamm, and she's trying to find a way to save the pond, or to save that little piece of nature, to save the animals' homes. And she stumbles across the Hoppers technology that's being developed by her professors. And she's a college student, so it's being developed by her professors. And she ends up putting this into this into this. That's the whole. I wish I had an object here now that I could help demonstrate further that point, but I don't. But she ends up putting her brain into the robot beaver brain, and utilizing the Hopper technology, and then ends up, just on a wacky, wild adventure as she not only tries to save the pond, but also ends up in the process trying to save all of humanity. Yes, a crazy twist there. So right off the bat, I will say that you've probably all heard, because this movie was released on March 6th in theaters, and you have probably heard the accolades and things like that, saying this is the funniest Pixar film, that this is not just the funniest Pixar film currently, but the funniest Pixar film of all time. You've probably heard just how insane this plot gets. All you've heard, none of that. But I'm here to tell you that I can 150% confirm that this really truly is one of Pixar's funniest films to date. I have not laughed at a Pixar film this hard since Toy Story 4. This is such a fun movie. It's just it has a lot of good jokes. It has a lot of nice moments in there that kind of lead you into some of the more funnier moments. But one of the things about this movie that like really, 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 really kind of caught me off guard was just the direction that the plot goes. Because like I mentioned, when she puts her brain into that beaver, it's funny from a lot of different points of view because of course with the Hopper's technology, it doesn't just allow them to talk to the humans when they're inside of the animal body. They're more able to talk to the animals, and then the humans just hear the natural animal sound. So, for example, this movie is where I learned that beavers do make a noise. Apparently, I didn't Google it or nothing, but so apparently the beaver noise, like apparently it's something like that, right? Oh, now I got hiccups. Great. But apparently that's the beaver sound, and so that's all that the humans can hear. Is that but of course us as the audience, we hear things switching from that when she's communicating with humans and her actual voice when she's talking to the animals, because the animals are the ones that understand her. Another thing that I found that was really interesting with this film as well is it goes so when she turns into the animal. Oh, I think I had a prop. I had a prop somewhere. So when she's in front of the animals, or when the other animals, when it's focused on the animals, they look like this. They have like the bigger eyes, the more like cartoonish appeal. Oh, good lord! I need these tickets to stop. They have the more cartoonish appeal, but when they are being like through the eyes of the humans in the movie, their eyes they aren't as expressive as this. They're just like small little dots. They look more plain. They look less cartoony. And so that's how you kind of distinguish between, that's how you distinguish between what's going on. I'm trying to I had how these damn hiccups. It kind of distinguishes between when you're watching things that are happening animal to animal and animal to human, if that makes sense, right? But nonetheless, the main takeaway from that is that they do visually show you that there is a difference. Oh my god, these hiccups. That there is a difference between what's going on with the animals and then what the humans are seeing, right? If that makes sense. That sounds a little complicated and convoluted, but when you see the movie, you'll kind of understand a little bit better. One of the things I like about this movie too is that they had like this like council of animals, basically, right? And so you had your king of mammals, you had your queen of insects, you had your queens of snakes. You'll get that when you see it. You had the king of the birds, and you had the king of the aquatic life, right? So that's what the council is made up of. Each king or monarch system of said animals, right? So I'm trying to like get rid of these hiccups and talk at the same time. It's crazy. But one of the things that they do with that is that because at first you meet the Beaver King, who's played by Bobby Moynihan, and that is a funny character because one of the things that they mentioned, this was in the trailer too, is like, well, how to get the little crown? Every animal king or queen has a crown. So then the question becomes, well, how did they get crowns? Right. So it's a little funny little gag they have in there. But the council is summoned because for whatever reason, I won't spoil it. And it's just really that's one of the things I really did like too. Like I said, it's just like the visuals that they have following the the different monarchs, like, you know, with the because the king of the insect, I won't tell you what the king of the insects was, because I think that's actually part of one of the best twists and jokes in the movie to me. Like they had the, you know, like I said, snakes for the for the reptiles, and a fish for, you know, the aquatic life, and I think it was a crane, I think, for the birds. But it's just really funny and really interesting to watch how they not only present that idea, but then the visuals that go along with it. Like when they first, like, they're like, summon the council, and then everyone's coming in, like they all have like their own like really epic entrance, and I thought that was really neat. Especially when it came down to reptiles, like they had that was like, it was so cool. It was almost creepy because like because of how well it was animated. Um, Another fun thing they do was, because I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not gonna go like beat for beat with the story. I'm not gonna like spoil anything, because I do highly encourage you guys to watch this movie. It is a lot of fun to watch. It is, like I said, it's very funny. It's very entertaining. Um, but one of the things that I can actually say that I didn't like about this movie is the main character, Mabel. And I get it. Like, not. I'm not saying like I didn't like her. Like she wasn't a likable character. Like she wasn't an enjoyable character. She was a very enjoyable and likable character. It's just her actions. She is literally, and like, she is literally the cause of every single problem that takes place in this movie. And if not every single one, at least 95 to 98% of the problems in this movie are caused directly by Mabel and her actions. And you can see like her heart is kind of in the right place, but when you have that many people telling you, yo, stop, you got to chill, just listen to us first, and you just don't. She's very impulsive and she's very reckless, which is why that spot means so much to her, because that's where she learned to meditate, to calm down, to take things slow, to take it one step at a time. But without that guidance and everything like that, she's just very reckless and very impulsive, and acts out of anger a lot. And that's what really puts all humankind, puts them at risk for being attacked by, this animal council. And it's really again, and that whole entire thing, like it was very, very entertaining, very engaging. I could not have told you that that's where this movie was going. It just goes completely off the rails at one point, and it does so in the most fun way possible. I will say that and y'all know I love movies that just like take this really sharp turn. And this movie does what I love the best, is that it slowly introduces you to that turn. So it's like, huh, and you're like, wait, I thought we was okay. I see you making a turn. Okay, and I know where you going, I think, but why are we going? Oh my god! Oh my this whoa! Like it just catches me completely off guard, and I love that, and I love that for this movie. It was one part with the. I'm not gonna explain anything much about the main antagonist. I will not. But what I will say is that it was hilarious. Okay, it was hilarious to me. It was hilarious, and just what happens after that, it's just like so like pow 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 pow. And I was like, yo, they are really going crazy with a lot of things that they're doing right now. And again, they do it in the best way possible. Like this is Pixar at like their most like inventive, and their most like, this is just them just doing something, and it just feels fun and fresh. And I was saying, although I have not talked about this film here on the channel, I don't remember. I'm not quite sure if I talked about this movie on any of the other platforms. I cannot remember. But Elio, this movie is what I expected from Elio. Right, I expected, when I went and saw Elio, I expected to go in there and see a movie that just had like an insane moment because of what it was about. You know, it was about a boy who gets abducted, goes to space. It's said that he's the leader of Earth, and then has to I thought that movie was gonna go the way that Hoppers went, where it was just like, okay, this is like, I could see some of these things coming, but wow, you just subverted my expectations. You took this an extra step that I could not even consider going into this movie. or even just sitting and watching this movie, I would not have expected you to take that turn. And that's what Hoppers does. And I love it so much. It is such a fun ride. Like, I was in that theater cracking up. Like, there were things in this movie that I just found just so incredibly fun and so funny, and just very well from a story perspective, told very well. This was all around, to me, a very fun movie. And I'm not the only one who thinks so, because this movie out the gate has become one of the highest opening movies of the year, I believe. Let me look. It has, yes, so it has received positive reviews from critics, and has grossed $173 million worldwide, and therefore making it the sixth highest grossing film of 2026. It only came, like, when it was out, it was breaking records. Like, opening weekend, it shattered records. And I said, it's in the top 10 of the year. It's in the top 10 of the year so far. I mean, granted, it ain't really been all that. Like, what's six highest grossest films of 2026? What are we looking at so far, though? Pegasus 3, okay, I don't know what the hell that is. Wuthering Heights, okay. Blaze of Guardians, I don't know what that is. Scare Out, don't know what that is. Scream 7, Hoppers, Goat, which I've talked about. Check out my Goat review. Booney Bears, The Hidden Protector, again, don't know what that is. Send Help, Send Help, the Sam Raimi movie, okay. And The Man Who Lives with the King, again, don't know that. So, okay, so of all the movies that I do know, 1, 2, 3, 4, I know 4 of the top 10 movies. But yeah, this sits very well. Like, of American releases, right? Because I don't know if these other ones are like fully American. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's in the top 5 of American release movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Like the mainstream movies that we know about. So it's in the top 5 of the American, advertising America or whatever. I don't know. All right, I'm tripping up my own words. Anyway, but I think that's an incredible feat. Critically, this sits at, and again, I can't spoil too much for you. This is the movie best experience without knowing too much beyond what you already know. This is a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see, 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Me personally, I give this movie a strong 4.9 out of 5 stars. Oh, why? Why not 5? Because Mabel, the main character, she was really sitting there pissing me off. Like, she was pissing me off. Somebody need to pop her in the back of the head by the time this movie is over. Somebody need to just go, don't you ever do that again. Like, but nah, all jokes aside though, it was a very fun movie. I did very much enjoy Hoppers. My kids enjoyed it. And from what I'm seeing, everybody who sees this movie has enjoyed it. So I recommend, if you have the time, if you're able to, get out to the theaters, check out Hoppers, now playing. Yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like button down below. Comment if you've seen Hoppers. What was your favorite moment? Who was your favorite character? Honestly, I'm just surprised it wasn't the lizard that they kept pushing in our marketing. Lizard. He was far from the funniest character. Let me tell you something. If anything, I will tell y'all, for those of you who've seen it, Diane is my favorite character. Okay, if you haven't seen it, when you see Diane, you know what I mean. Okay, funniest, like one of the 3 funniest sequences of the movie was Diane's introduction. That's all I have to say. But let me know, like I said, let me know if you enjoyed this film. And rock with us. Follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and all that good stuff. And until next time, y'all, thank you for tuning in. Be easy, stay breezy. Do not put this into this. Don't put this into this. All right, y'all. Peace.